Hey, America. It's October 29th, 2020. We are 5 days away from Election Day in the United States of America. You know what? I don't need to wear this. I'm in my car. But I do live in Nevada, which we have mandatory mask requirements to go into any kind of store or casino or any business. And, that kind of brings me to today's message, America Unmasked. It's ironic, it's bizarre, but we have like two parallel universes, the left and the right, where both see each other as the problem, the enemy. On the left, Joe Biden blames everything in the world on Donald Trump. According to the left and Joe Biden, if Trump gets reelected, it's the end of America because he's Hitler. And of course, on the right, they look at the left like they're absolutely insane. And Joe Biden is basically has Alzheimer's. And, that if he gets elected, all hell's going to break loose because everybody's going to be taxed to death. Socialism is going to take over. And, Joe Biden, he's like the devil himself, man. He's like the most corrupt person I've ever seen. And I'm not saying Donald Trump is perfect, but for some reason, none of us are perfect. But Donald Trump, I know a lot about him. I've been following him for 30 years. But he doesn't strike me as an overly evil person. But has he done things? Who knows? But Joe Biden, man, he's like the swamp creature, the lifetime governmental person who has now become an elite, who looks down on regular Americans, and he's just, he's just covered with sleaze, man. But, we have these two parallel universes, and, everybody we know in America is either on the left or the right. It could be friends, family, and sometimes we just don't even talk, because if you talk, it gets into arguments and weirdness because you're seeing things just so absolutely opposite. But that's where the unmasking comes in, because if Joe Biden gets elected, he's going to make it a national mandatory mask wearing, and probably put us into lockdown again, which I think is crazy, because that has nothing to do with science, and that's where he's lying, because he's like, I'm going to do what the scientist says. But, all those things, the mask and lockdowns, it's all a means to an end for the left, because they want to establish certain parameters that the COVID protocols help them mold us into, which is obeying everything the government says, no matter what, and that the government is the solution to everything. But, here the guy, Joe Biden, who's going to make it mandatory to wear a mask, and he wears a mask everywhere, and he loves wearing a black mask. Not that means anything, but, in a weird way, America is coming unmasked, because like now Joe Biden is being revealed for who he is, even though, there's other things going on. But, Joe Biden, he presents himself that he's the, holier than thou. I'm a normal Scranton guy, that I've never done anything wrong, and I'm normal, and I'm going to bring back justice and everything that's right. That's a bunch of bullshit, But, he's being unmasked for the sleazeball he is, even though a lot of us already knew that. And The other thing that's being unmasked is the unholy alliance he's part of. I mean, not only the sleaze that's being unveiled is that he was and his son were doing all sorts of crazy deals with all sorts of foreign countries, just taking money from them, which is taking money from their people, and he loves taking money from us because the first thing he's going to do is raise taxes on us all. But, what's been unmasked is the unholy alliance of like the mass media, because they're covering up the whole corruption thing with Hunter Biden and what Joe Biden was up to and the Biden family. And, what's also being unmasked is how high tech is all part of it. But it's education, it's high tech, it's government, it's the military. They're all in it. It's the secret state, but they're being revealed, man, because it's obvious if you've got eyes to see what's going on. So, hey, we're 5 days away. History is going to be made one way or the other. And, I'll just be honest. You're probably not going to like hearing this, but I don't vote. But if I did, I'd vote for Trump. Because, see, I don't want to keep repeating something. That's the definition of insanity. And, that's a whole video in and of itself of why I don't vote. But I stopped in 1992. That's the big clue I would give everyone. But, what's happening, unmasking, it's also kind of like, revealing the hidden agendas that people have, that the left has, the things they're trying to do to America, change it into a place we don't even recognize. But in their minds, they think it's all a great, awesome thing, that it's the change that's needed. What I will tell you is change is coming. And, Trump, God bless him, but, I think he is the best person to be running our country for the next 4 years. But, even him, like in his latest rallies where there's thousands of people all chanting, "I love you," Trump says, man, we just want it to go back to the way it was. And, I think that's even where everybody on the left and right, their eyes are going to be opened up, because we're 5 days away from this election. And you know what? It's going to be the fulcrum, the switch, or whatever, however you want to look at it, that's going to change everything. And events have been unfolding at an unbelievable rate. They're going to be unfolding at an even more unbelievable rate. And there's all sorts of stuff coming up, but I can't go through all of that. But starting with after the election, nothing's going to be like normal. The whole election's going to be litigated and contested, and it's going to draw out and draw on. And the best parallel I can give you is, 1861, the Abe Lincoln election, and how the Civil War manifested, and we're kind of on a parallel path to that. So hopefully, I'm always counting on the divine finger, and that's the other thing, the unmasking. It's also like, peeling up a scab, because that's what the left does, is they're like peeling open scabs that America has, whether it's racism or, America's not the most perfect country, but, scabs, you can't keep picking them, man. You got to just leave them alone, and eventually they disappear and you forget you even had one, and you're healthy, wealthy, and moving on. But, unmasking and scab picking, that's kind of what's going down on one side of the fence. But, like I said, Trump says we want just to go back to normal. Me and my friends, the people that I talk to, we don't think it's going back to normal, man. Like, the chain of events that are going to be unfolding in the next couple of months are going to be anything but normal, man. So, anyway, I'm going to go in and take care of business, place my parlays for the day. That's why I got my mask, man. Can't go in there without it. But, hey, all is good, man. The left, they want to control everything, and they want fear to be a critical element of how they do that. But on the right, and, it can be on the right or the left, but I'm just going to use them figuratively, spiritually, however you want to look at it. But on the right, It's all about stand up and be counted. Have no fear, man. Every time God manifests, if you're walking with him, you have nothing to fear, man. But people that don't walk with God, they might want to wear a mask. Or if there's a person walking with God, they'd be like, put on a mask because they don't want to look at your face. And I've talked about that, how we are a reflection of God's image. And when you're looking at the face of God and you're looking at a human being, it's usually not when you're looking at hate and rage, like rioters in the streets. No, when you see the face of God in a person, it's when they're smiling and showing compassion and mercy, man. And it's hard to see that when you got a mask on, because you can't see a smile. You can't necessarily see a person's eyes. But masks and veils were used in the past. Moses had to wear a veil because the children of Israel were frightened when they saw his face, because it was reflecting God big time at them, and they were having a hard time walking with God. But there's some switcheroo mirror type stuff, because even in the New Testament they talk about that Moses was wearing the veil sometimes because God wasn't reflecting through, so the veil is about to be torn, and momentous things are upon us. 12/21's a big date. We'll see what happens. But of course there's the day of the mirror, 1/21 or 1/20/21. It's inauguration day, and I'll throw down some money right now that there probably ain't going to be an inauguration on 1/20, but we'll see, man. All right, hey, everybody hang in there, and God bless y'all, and God bless America.